Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting Action Figure Friday where we like to take a look at some of the latest action figures and look at their sculpts, their molds, their articulation, their paintwork, and their overall fun factor. And today, we are here, as we've discussed before, sadly, for the last NECA Godzilla figure as we know ever happening. I mean, who knows? Maybe they get the license back someday, but they no longer have the license. But you know what? We're going out strong. We are going out with Godzilla from Godzilla versus Biollante. And Biollante is like my favorite Godzilla villain. Villain. So I'm really excited about this. And if I'm not mistaken, was this Millennium era or was this Heisei era? I believe this is pretty much Heisei era, which is my favorite era. So I'm excited about that. It does look like we're getting an atomic blast. I'll show you the back better. Atomic blast effect as well. So that should be fun. And I'm excited because I did find these at Target today. So I got to not have to pay shipping and everything. So that's really nice. And I think NECA makes the best Godzilla figures on the market as of the filming of this anyways. Even better than the Monster Arts. And this is like a quarter of the cost of one of those. The Monster Arts tends to have all kinds of like gaps and holes in it. And it's just, I didn't really love the ones I got. I think they did some really good work on some of their monsters, the villains, but, and oh my God, there's a Monster Arts Biollante, but it's $300. I wanted it so bad, but I'm like, $300? I don't have enough patrons to get that. So join my Patreon. Maybe there's still time. Shameless. All right, so let's get in here and let's check out the big old G-Man. And as usual, we'll talk about the tail trick one last time, sadly. So these are called the head to tail figures because they measure 12 inches head to tail. And as we discovered in the last video, or somebody told me and we tested in the last video, there's a neat extra trick to the tail I never really knew about until just recently. So we have a pretty grumpy looking G-Man, and I'm gonna get excited to check that out. Nothing too terribly exciting on this background right here. Not the best background, but that's okay. They don't all have to be the greatest ever. And this is separate, cool. Can I just get it out without? Yeah, I can. Good. So here, of course, is the atomic breath effect. I'm pretty sure they just keep using the same ones and repaint it. I could be totally wrong about that. I don't have my others on standby. But it is kind of neat how you could do kind of like if you stop motioned, you get kind of a neat effect going with twisting that if you wanted to somehow. All right, let's see if we can just cheat around some of these. I don't feel like twisting out this thing, so I should be able to just, if I can get the angle right on the scissors. That one just did not want to cut. All right, anyways, it's out of the way now. We got a few of these like tight rubbery things that are very tricky to get without snipping your fingers off, so definitely adult supervision is recommended, or at least very, very patient child. Looks like there's one up around his neck too. Am I getting it? Yeah, slowly but surely I'm getting them out. There is one up around his neck. Sorry for using the choke collar, Godzilla. All right, there's one there, but we can slide around it. It looks like, yeah, we got the rest of them. Good, that's enough. We can get the man out. We can get our friend out of its box, out of its prison. Come on. Got a little minor oily film on this one. Okay, so they do show you, if you've never seen this before, they show you the warm water trick for getting the tail in because the tails just don't really want to go on by hand. Every once in a while you'll get lucky. I prefer the hairdryer method. You don't have to wait on water to dry. So essentially, I'm gonna take a pause here. I'm gonna go blast a hairdryer right into this for like 20 seconds, and then it goes on pretty easy, and then it kind of remolds around it. So I'll be right back. And just like that, we have the tail on, and this one looks like it might have a little more articulation than usual. We're gonna check it out in just a minute. But let's do the old articulation rundown. He's kind of confused, Godzilla. What is this thing? What is this giant plant? There's growing flowers. And you have an articulated mouth, which is really nice because it does look actually rather angry with that. That's pretty cool. He looks confused when closed, but he looks roaring to go there. So you get some upper neck articulation, a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of twist, actually a lot of twist. You got the collar here that'll definitely twist around, no real back and forth. You got kind of ball jointed in the arms here, also actually hinged and ball jointed, so, okay. Nice. All right, is that actually, no, that is just mold. That is not articulation, or sculpt, I should say, not mold. Hinged on the inner elbow, so you can definitely get that in, and ball joint so you can move it. Looks like we do have a wrist hinge, though these hands are not super long and grabby, so I'm not getting a lot of motion there, but also sometimes the NECA joints are just really tight. You have to work them. And of course, you've got the fingers for the come at me bro pose, which I always appreciate. And we do have tons of waist articulation. And you know what? Is it Millennium? No, it's not Millennium era. I don't know. I'm out of touch with my Godzilla eras at the moment. The legs are ball jointed. They will come out a little bit, not a whole lot, but they certainly twist a good deal. And you got a hinged back leg, woo, and a tail that whips into the camera. Hinged back leg, so you can get that going. And it does not, it twists a little bit at the knee joint, not a lot. And you got kind of the ball jointed, I guess, foot a little bit. Mostly for spin, it doesn't really move back and forth too much. You're getting that more in the leg. So with first tail piece, lots of spin, not a lot of back and forth. Second part is sculpted. Third segment, tons of spin, a little bit of back and forth. Second part is sculpted. Now here's where the tail connected, so you get lots of movement there. And now we're still on the every 2 segments here, because again, sculpted, then 2 more, and we're on this back part. Sculpted, 2 more, we're on this back part. Now we got 3, and then we're on this, twist and ball. And then we got another 3 that are sculpted, and then a little bit of twist on the back end. And as we learned, although this one is not as good as the other, the tips of the tails, I would be careful. I'm only pretty sure this is all of them, but it does seem to be slightly wire articulated. This one less so than the last, so be careful. I don't want you breaking these because I told you that. So just go gentle and feel out what you want to do with it. But other than that, he looks pretty good. The claws look nice. Toes look pretty good, toesies. Interesting that the foot pegs are there and there instead of typically in the same place like you would normally get. Paint app is pretty darn good, as is usually the case with NECA. They're really good with their paint applications. And yeah, I just like all the articulation in the tail. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, come at me, bro. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I'm the star of the show. I don't know. Sorry, that was really, really bad. All right, so there you go. Aww. No more Godzilla, no more NECA Godzilla. We have opened them all. And as far as we know, they're never going to make another one. I guess I should show you this before we get out of here, though. Let's put the blast effect in there so we can just vomit up all that blue frosty or blue icy. Actually, that's pretty good. That's one of the better effects that really fits in the mouth nicely. So I do quite appreciate that. That's what it's like to be on the receiving end. All right, well, there you have it. There is our last NECA Godzilla unboxing, sadly. Godzilla versus Biollante Godzilla. Let me know, though, what do you think of this one? Did they go out strong with this one in the Tokyo SOS? Who would you have liked to seen them make that they didn't? I mean, they pretty much covered all of the Godzillas. I mean, there's probably 1 or 2 movies they missed or something, but did they do a Destroy All Monsters? They might not have done a Destroy All Monsters. There's so many, I have lost track of what they actually did. But if they missed any, who did they miss? Who would you have liked to seen them make? And in a dream world, what would have been the villain you would have most likely liked to seen them made? Me, Biollante, so I could get one that's not $300. But let me know. Geek out with me in the comments. I do love hearing what you have to say. If you do want to check out the Patreon, no pressure, no worries. It's $1 a month. You can always donate more, but that, for $1, you're getting in there. You're getting a new video every day of movie reviews, video game let's plays, a whole lot more. You can find that by looking up TheEricButts or using the links in the description below. And of course, you can click that thumbs up button, give me that good old thumb of encouragement, as I do love to be encouraged if you want to. But now I'm going to get out of here, go watch some Godzilla movies, and be sad that NECA's done. And I'll see you all later.